Welcome back, everybody. It's Realtime Catan. It's Traders of the Talk. We're jumping into a demo right here. We've got some new UI. We've got some new hex art. It's looking pretty good, I think. And today we're going to talk a little bit about game length. So a lot of you probably play Catan online, and boy, does it take a while to play a 4-player game. So here you can see, we're part of the way through the placement phase because everyone gets to place at the same time. We're all looking at the same board. Those who place early get a little bit of debt, which means they don't collect as much resources. Kind of balances out in the long run. And already we're well into the early game here with just a minute or two of gameplay. Significantly faster jumping in compared to the 4-player game where you're waiting your turn. Each person's taking maybe 2 minutes to place their settlement. You have to wait for 8 settlements to be placed. That's 15 minutes sunk just on initial placement. And then, let's say it takes I'd say my 4-player games, not at the height of the ELO ladder by any means, are taking about 40 minutes. And for 30 of those minutes, about 3/4 of the time, it's someone else's turn, and I'm sitting there doing nothing. Here you can see I am constantly doing stuff. So whether that's collecting resources, trying to build something, selling things, buying things, watching my resource limits to make sure I'm not going above 800 resources and lose out on the robber. And the gameplay is just much more engaging. All the time you're actually doing something. There's not that 3/4 of the time you're in downtime. And that is really powerful. You're still playing. This game takes about 8 minutes to play. So you're still playing about the same. So in a 40-minute Catan game, I'm actively playing about 10 minutes of the time. The rest of the time I'm declining trade offers. And here, for most of the 8 minutes, you're actually doing things. So the same amount of interactivity, you just cut the game way down, which I think is super powerful. If you look at another game that's surged in popularity recently, chess. Chess has traditionally been a much longer form game, taking an hour to play a full game. Even a rapid game is 20 minutes-ish. But chess has been exploding with speed chess. So whether that's a 1-minute bullet game where each side gets 1 minute, or something like a blitz game where you're doing 3 minutes each side plus 2 seconds per move, so your game ends up about 7 minutes. And I think Traders in the Talk comes right in at that 7-minute mark, 10 minutes, right in the speed chess range where you can play a game really quickly in between. You're on the bus, you're on the crapper, you're hanging out, waiting for whatever. You can fit in a game and not have to worry that you're going to be dragged in for 40 minutes, which is incredibly painful just waiting for other players. So I think it's going to really hit that sweet spot of timing where it's going to be super mobile friendly. You can see here I am playing on mobile, which is why the UI is just a little bit cramped, but looks also beautiful on desktop as well, because you can get a lot more space and see kind of what's going on here. This game, I've still used a little bit of some of the old UI assets. Those will be updated just a little bit. You notice maybe some of when I played that Monopoly there's kind of an older resource picker, but things are looking really good. And incredibly exciting news, you can now wishlist this game on Steam. We're going to do an initial Steam relaunch, followed by Android, iOS, and some plans TBD there. The initial launch will have a single player mode campaign, which you can also turn into a co-op, so you can invite a friend to play with you, as well as ranked multiplayer. So I think that's going to be really cool as well. But we are currently in alpha, so it's going to take us a while to get there. Speaking of alpha, we're getting close to the end of alpha, actually. And what I really want to do at the end of alpha is host a big tournament where you can get in, play the game, and it'll be kind of a chess style tournament where you join the tournament. It's maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours long. And during that time, you're playing as many games as possible. So you get out of a game, you immediately start a new game, and you just transition from game to game to game, accruing points. So it's not only can you win games, but how quickly you can win them. And I think that will be a really cool, exciting new tournament format. It's going to be a little bit less downtime there too, because instead of having to wait to figure out what round we're playing in, what table we're playing on, after a match is finished, as long as there's a couple extra people in the pool, you can kick off a new match. And since the games are going to be around that 7 to 10 minute mark, assuming you have a decent player pool size, it's going to be a pretty exciting tournament. So it looks like this game is getting close to wrapping up here. I was playing as red here, and let's see, the prices of ore is just going insane right now. 238 per ore. Compare that to brick, which is selling at $4 right now. So you could sell 100 brick and get $400, which would allow you to get 1 ore. And I think that's the power of that kind of dynamic market. It's actually showing you what is the rare resource on the board right now. What are people trying to do? I'm at 9 here. I think all I have to do is build one more city to close it out. The ore price is absolutely insane, which it often happens to be towards the end game, since ore is just used so heavily in the end game. There's a lot of really cool strategies where you can take advantage that ore is going to be expensive late game. You can buy up some ore, watch that price go up. That's really important part of the game here. Speaking of kind of game length, you can speed up the game significantly when you're not waiting for people to accept your trades. And we close it out right there with that last update to a city. So thanks everyone for watching. Go wishlist Traders and Talk on Steam now below. Check out the description for the link. Also, there's a link in there to the Discord, and as well as the demo if you'd like to play it. Thanks all. Bye.